All right. Following the assertion that he invented the sandwich, John Motago, 4th Earl of Sandwich, is thought to be the namesake of the sandwich. Now, this day honors the variety of taste found in the go-to evening meal. Ah, I love this.
It looks really yummy.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
Very yummy.
So I like the
Cold
one
cuts.
that they make with the baguette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer those sandwiches.
Subs, yeah.
When I
tend
went
like
to-
those white bread.
When I went to Amsterdam, that's all you find, you know. So
Europe,
most
they eat a
places, but
lot
it's
of,
really
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So long as you have ham slices and turkey slices, onions, lettuce, a bit of mayonnaise, put it in whatever.
You
Put in
eat
cabinet,
it.
chop it.
That ain't really cabinet.
I will eat
You
it.
eat it. But you know, it's so interesting how when I see people eating abroad, they say, oh, they just having lunch or having dinner, and these are the things they eat. Me, I eat in my head now.
It's just it's a starter.
It's whatever. Yes,
It's
that's
not the main
It's
meal.
not even a nighttime thing.
But guess what? And this is what all they eat, and they say they've just had lunch, they've just had dinner. I'm wondering,
My
these
husband
are
will
like
come
side
and be
dishes.
like, what did you cook for dinner? And she'll be like, oh, I made you sandwich.
Sandwich or salad.
Let me tell you. So when I was a teacher, right, and then in DNC, we're teaching the kids about food. These are like 6 to 7 year olds, and you know, I was telling them, okay, so classes of food and all of that, and then so you know, a sandwich is a really healthy meal, and then a child said to me, but sandwich is not a normal meal; it's just a snack. And I'm like,
It
my
is a
dear,
snack,
you're
oh.
very correct. It's
It
just a
is a
snack.
snack.
No, it's not though. It's a meal.
It is not enough.
It's
It
a
is
meal.
just a snack.
I think you know the thing about food. Food is how do I explain it? Food is is a mind thing. So when my younger sister was quite young, when my mom would cook, right? In fact, her own is so bad, and she's the skinniest. Tomorrow she's still very skinny. She's the skinniest amongst us. If I attempt to eat half of what she eats,
You just
I'll
blow.
be like blow up. So her rice had to be in a certain form. So we call it mountain. So you must see the tip. It must be steaming hot, and the everything has to be hot, like really hot. Then it must form
It's
a
cascade
mountain.
and forming.
So God now helped her
Cash out.
destiny. She's now married to a Frenchman.
Oh.
So the first time she actually ate in front of him, he was like, "What is this?"
There's no starvation here, my dear.
You know, but she was used to because so that's what I'm saying is psychology. Psychologically, her mind has told her that if she has not eaten it like that,
yeah.
she cannot be full. But now, if you see my sister eating, like you can't even relate that person now because it's in tiny bits. She can't even eat. You know, so
My psychology is there's no restaurant in the world or anywhere in the world that I buy food from and I can finish the portion one time. I always have to have a takeaway pack.
sorry, so quickly, what did we find in the news?
We found my almighty king, Ooni of Ife, apparently having what seems to have been dinner or a gathering with a harem of queens and saying to them they were all having fun. Am I not cool? Am I not calm? And the Oloris too were going on, you are cool, you are calm. I was a bit disturbed. So I went to ask someone who knows a bit about culture. Now, what is going on now? We've had Shijuade in my lifetime. And I think I probably was born at the tail end of Aderemi's reign as Ooni of Ife. I'd never seen anything like this. Marriages in quick succession. Is it okay? Is there something going on? What do we need to understand about it? And the person said, well, he's been plagued with the issues of broken marriages. When he came into coronation, he came with a woman who he had married, no issues, no children. He had a child before that. Then she left, he married Zainab. Zainab left, he married Shike.
Okay.
She's left with a heir apparent. And it seems as if Ooni doesn't have control over a queen.
Doesn't have a reign, yeah.
And now one of the complaints that what's her name?
Naomi.
Now, okay, let's take Naomi. One of the complaints she had was that there were quite a number of women in the palace that were concubines of the king, and she had complaints about it. So they said now what the tactic he was advised was to marry several,
Okay.
legalize them. At this point, whoever I'm with, Ojoade Osinta, I'm playing around within my domain. And that also Alaafin of Oyo, the late Alaafin of Oyo, seemed to have married brides in generations when he brought this new set of people in, where Queen Nola is from, and she had twins. Not so much because he was marrying for the sake of copulation or whatever, but that it brings a new season into the kingdom. It's part of the logic. We would have to examine it extensively.
I want to bring in someone, because I've been meaning to have this conversation. I really want to hear what exactly is the rationale behind, because again, you must give it to the Ooni of Ife. The women that he's selected to be married to, they are doing well in their professions. So he's not even achieved. Yeah, they are well established, right? So this woman, so there has to be a reason he's doing this now, and why he's doing it in quick succession.
And the criteria.
Right? All right, so quickly, Chinelo, your story.
Okay, so I mean, I'm a very big supporter of Nigerian music. So yeah, you can imagine my excitement when I saw that some Nigerian musicians will be on the Black Panther soundtrack album.
Nice.
That made me quite excited. Burna Boy, Tems, CK. I mean, CK is finally getting his flowers. I'm so happy about that because he's a very underrated artist, but he's so good. His music is so good. Yes, so that got me very, very excited. So Marvel Studios have shared the full track list for Wakanda Forever. Yeah. And then the director, Ryan Coogler, one guy I really respect as well, and also the composer, Ludwig, has said that he's having quite a number of Nigerian artists on this soundtrack album. This is good news for Nigerian music. Right.
Great news.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the Nigerian music industry. Is one industry that has really taken us to global platforms, right? I just wish we can also replicate that across board. Fashion is doing well, but I'm sure if there was some level of what's it called, detailing in our fashion, would have gone further than where we are.
I agree.
Yes, in the fashion industry. We're trying, but
see, the way music shot up,
none has been able to
break into
the way music has gone into, right? So I'm really happy. All right, so I found this interesting, and I thought to just mention it again because my idea of the topic that we're having today is some level of confidence that you're not rich. So that's why I took this story from my What's in the News. It says internet champions won in Kenya, Malawi. Peter Obi can win, and this came from Professor Pat Utomi. The foremost political economist, Professor Pat Utomi, has reiterated the optimism that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party can win in 2023. Utomi made this assertion during the interview when he had on a TV channel, noting that contrary to the belief that the Labour Party presidential candidate is only popular on social media and can't pull the needed votes on election day, Utomi said Obi can claim victory. It says he now referred, of course, to citing examples of how people ridiculed as internet champions, won elections in Malawi, Zambia, Kenya, Botswana. So it says, look at what is happening in Africa in recent elections, right? Both all of these people, all the people that were ridiculed on the internet were the ones that won the election for the candidate. So, I mean, why I am taking this story is because what we're discussing today, where you say, oh, an ant, a chicken want to enter one thing. I'm just saying, no, God, don't be too confident, right? Because you think, Funke Akindele, she's paid her dues, right? I mean, she's one person that single-handedly pulled so many people into the cinemas. And guess what? Her crowd is not. And that's why I am thinking, maybe we should hold up that conversation, because Funke Akindele's crowd is not us. It's not us.
Thank you.
It is the people that are your market. And that is his market. Right? It is the trenches, and that is his market. So when you come off with that idea, are you being confident or well? That's the conversation we're having.
They should just remind him of David and Goliath.
Well, let's take a break. When we come back from the break, we want to discuss the conversation around Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Funke Akindele. Stay with us. We'll be right back.